Titanias. We're playing Titania today. This is definitely Titania. Definitely feels like the most exciting, flashiest card from the new set that I've been very excited to build around. There are a lot of directions to go with this card. This is, certainly not like the only direction to go, but I think this is like a solid first draft. We've actually played this kind of shell a few different times on the stream, where if you're trying to maximize the potential of a 3-mana creature in Modern, two cards that do that super duper well are Collected Company and Unearth. And with Titania being a 3-mana creature, your deck's built around, this is like I think a pretty good place to like immediately take a look at. So let's just reread Titania very quickly. Titania is a 3-mana 3/4 reach, and whenever one or more land cards are put into your graveyard from anywhere, you gain 2 life. So obviously that by itself, not just like a Modern staple, but also a card that does stuff, blocks Dragon Rage's Channeler, gains you life, buys you time. But if you have, at the beginning of your upkeep, if you have 4 or more land cards in your graveyard, and you have both this card and Argoth, Sanctum of Nature in play, then you get to meld those 2 cards together. It's going to turn into Titania Gaia Incarnate. Vigilance, Reach, Trample, Haste, Power, and Toughness equal to the number of lands you control. When it enters the battlefield, return all lands from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. And you can also animate lands into 4/4 creatures for 4 mana, which is stupid powerful. Stupid powerful when you get to do that. So the general idea here is you have Collected Company and Unearth to find you Titania, Unearth to reanimate Titania, or if you mill it over with Wayfinder, bring back your Titania. You have Wayfinder, Grist, to just Elvish Reclaimer and fetch lands to either find you your Argoth with Wayfinder or Reclaimer, or just like passively mill over or get lands in the graveyard to be able to trigger Titania. Additionally, I know the Fulminator Mages may look a little weird, but it's my opinion that when you play a deck like this, you need to have interaction for big mana and combo decks, and I think that Fulminator Mage playing so well with CoCo and Unearth, just a good way to just like Stone Ring those big mana combo decks over and over again. This is a really good way to fight it. In fact, whenever I play one of these decks with 4 Fulminators, the main of the Unearth CoCo decks, I would be usually very afraid of decks like Tron and Titan, no longer afraid of decks like Tron and Titan with 4 of these in the main deck. Additionally, you also have 1 copy of Witch's Cottage. I tried to build more around this card. I tried to build more around Cottage, but the problem is, like, when you're playing Argoth, which is not a swamp, it's kind of tricky to make this work. But we still have 1 copy to potentially buy back Titania, buy back something else. I just think these Witnesses are going to be really nice just to outgrind your opponent. They play really well with the CoCo Unearth plan. I think that's the deck. I guess we can get going, huh? I think it's obviously very close. We just had a green source. This is a snap keep. Okay, this one's going to be keep 2, or keep. I think we'll put back the Elvish Reclaimer here. And hope either the Hierarch lives or we draw a land. Thoughts on Nobody Left Behind, the new Pioneer Legal Unearth. The white one? I mean, I can't imagine the card is better than Unearth. I can't remember, or I can't remember what it does. How frequent are you able to meld these 2 cards? I don't know, this is my first game with the deck. But also I added 3 frequent. 3 frequent. They don't like the top card, they shuffle it away. You will live. Ignoble Hierarch, you're going to live. Though this one Stream Decker's not the same. The Stream Decker deck, Stream Decker doesn't have Titania or the meld land for Titania in the database, but that's what the Stream Decker is missing. Okay, did not find her second land. I'm gonna unearth this and hope. Oh, that card. Yeah, that's right. The 5 mana reanimate or 2 mana unearth. I mean, that card's interesting. I don't know if it exactly fits here, but it is interesting. My opponent's playing not creativity because they have Misty. This Team of Triumph's really throwing me off. Some kind of brew. Yeah, I think I'm just slamming the Grist. Yeah, I also like not being able to cycle stings, because one really good thing about One really good thing about Unearth is like just the ability to cycle it when you are facing against graveyard hate. But fitting Titania into the green-white Kieran shell. Not as many... Yeah, that is a potential space for it as well. There's a lot of different places you can go. I thought this was a pretty good place to start, but... a lot of potential with Titania. A lot of different shells to try. Oh, they're just playing Scape Shift. No, not Scape Shift. Opponents on this deck. Oh, is this Dingo's deck? I saw Dingo playing something like this. Why defabricate? What the hell? I saw Dingo playing something like this. Would much rather play against this than Scape Shift, though. It won the prelim on Monday? Wait, how did that win the... Was this legal on Monday? Oh yeah, Monday was a weird day, I forgot. Monday was one weird day. Okay, let's, probably gonna kill the Shredder, actually. I think we just guarantee our land, also. And what's good about getting, Bloodstained Mire back here is... Maybe I am plussing. Maybe I am plussing just to make sure Ragavan never hits me. Get minus next turn, probably. Is that, this is going to allow me to fetch Cottage the next time I draw a black fetch. Whoa! I sure am glad I plussed this freaking Grist. I sure am glad I decided to plus Grist instead of minusing it this turn. Let's go. Awesome. You remember when I considered minusing? Nice Ragavan. How many games can we bet? Maybe next league. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, there's also like a lot of different decks I want to play today. So I'm not sure how many leagues we're gonna play of this. So like we have 2 streams until I go to Atlanta. I feel really bad about missing like the Friday stream of like a new set release, whatever. I really want to make the most of them, so I also want to make sure that like I've got like nice variety for YouTube too. So, we'll see. We'll see. Looking forward to the weekend. I honestly like have a freaking knot in my stomach. I've got so much to do. I'm canceling. I'm skipping D&D tonight so I can get more testing done. I think I am pretty likely to want to go Wayfinder into Titania this turn. Oh my gosh, the one of Defabricate. Oh, good beats, huh? Good beats, I suppose. I do really feel like my opponent has I do feel like they have counterspell. Although I guess I'm letting them connive if I do this, which is not ideal either. Ooh. Do I want to Cottage something back? I guess I don't mind cottaging back. Oh, okay, here's something cool. Oh no, I've already used this. But you can Cottage back Grist plus Grist get an extra insect. But I do think I'll Cottage back, I do think I'll Cottage back Grist still. So that way I can kill the Wayfinder potentially. Reed, 17 months, thank you. I do think that they're going to use a card to answer Titania also, which is, you know, fine intended. And then I think I'm attacking with the Witness and 3 tokens. Singer, 10 months, thank you. The Reed of the 17. Okay. 2 connives. Discarding a Ren and 6. Only 2 cards left in their hand, though. I'm okay if they trade Ragavan for the Witness. Why they're not looking for LCQs? I'm not looking forward to them. They're going to be sweaty and anxiety-inducing. Also, yeah, I've got some testing I want to do. Like, I have my deck that I like, and I'm not going to change anything else to it at this point, but there's, like, other decks with the new cards I'm going to be, like, grinding tonight, and it's going to be tough. Alright, Dead Grist, 2 cards in opponent's hand. I think we'll just, you know, I think we'll CoCo on their upkeep. Maybe I should just second main phase CoCo. They have so much mana. Well, I guess they're gonna have a hard time holding a counterspell. Interesting you're not playing Pioneer today. Well, I actually like, you know, I play Modern for a living, you know what I mean? Dude, the main deck endurances are pretty good against me, I guess. I really think they have counterspell, but I'm still gonna upkeep CoCo. Yeah, I'm not qualified. I had some narrow misses. But I'm not qualified for the main event yet. But I'll have a few chances tomorrow at the LCQs. I have to go 5-0, which is very difficult to do. I believe in my deck. I think my deck is good. I've been doing well with it off stream. I have enough experience with it too that I feel, you know, pretty comfortable, or as comfortable as I can. I also there's also like a couple of decks I want to test with bro cards tonight, so I'm planning to basically do that all evening. Also pack this evening, I suppose, but it is going to be a long and sweaty night. Okay, Reclaimer Titania. So let's just go ahead and gain 2 life. That endurance obviously setting the Titania back. I guess it's only really gaining 1 life. But next turn we can Reclaimer and CoCo. Reclaimer triggers the Titania also. Do you offer live in-person deck techs for 15 or 1 order of concession chicken fingers? I actually had someone try to hand me a $10 bill for an IRL deck tech. I did it for free. But also probably don't ask me this weekend, to be honest. I don't know for like a full deck tech. I'm off the clock. Oh, this is reach, right? The sneaky reach. So I could block this Shredder. Whoa, no attacks. And I drew Argoth. That's actually very interesting draw. I think I'm just going to main phase a CoCo here. Okay. I was really hoping to find Satyr Wayfinder or potentially Grist to be milling. Oh, right, the Cinder's untapped because we have Titania in play. I forgot about that. So I can play Grist. I let them double connive if I play Grist. So let's just activate the Reclaimer. Pretty likely to grab a fetch land here with the Reclaimer. Yeah, I think if this could mill at instant speed, it'd be maybe a little too good. Can we be surprised at how short I am, IRL? I will say I've never had that comment, Spike. I've never had someone say, Spike, you're shorter than I thought you were. I've had a lot of the opposite, though. Basically, everyone thinks I'm a short king. Alright, so just grab a fetch land here. So much life gain. Alright, so next turn we get to meld Titania, potentially. Feel like I'm also going to be casting Grist. Nobody says you're short because it's rude. That's true, yeah. That's exactly why. Yeah, I'm really excited to be for the professor video to come out. I still don't know when it's coming out. But I got to see a little bit of it recently, which is cool. No meld. You have to have 4 lands in the graveyard. My opponent endurance to be earlier, but we're gonna be able to meld next turn. It's only you can only meld on the upkeep. It's not as soon as you have everything. Should call you Spike or Everett? Yeah, I prefer if you call me Spike in person if you know me from the stream, and then Everett IRL. Or so if you know me from, like, you know, real life or like old Magic tournament grinding days, because like, okay, it's like a Regiment to connive. Because, like, there's, especially, like, at the beginning of, you know, the stream taking off, like, people go, oh, hey, Everett, how's it going? And like, you know, we're all wearing masks and stuff. Like, I don't recognize everybody. And so I'm like, do I know you because I've been grinding Magic tournaments for, like, 8 years? Or do I know you because you're a fan of the stream, you know? So it's usually a good way for me to figure out. Hey, Tashi, how's it going? Will Moto explode with melts? I don't know. We may be the first people to meld Titania in Modern. I'm also thinking maybe I don't cast this CoCo. Because if they have a removal spell for Titania, I'm going to want a CoCo afterwards to just try to get another Titania. So maybe I'm also not going to activate Reclaimer. Because I would rather make sure I have enough mana to CoCo. Oh, no! Opponent, let me meld Titania, please! No, come on. Please let me meld Titania. No! Alright, so you're going to board out Fulminators a lot in these fair matchups. Very likely for Endurances here. I'm somewhat likely to want these Murderous Cuts. They're playing Murktide in their deck. I think I'm going to cut the Bird. The Fourth Witness, maybe. 27 hits for CoCo. They run Blue-Red Ironclad League. Yeah, no, we'll do that today, though. Do that today, I think. Today or tomorrow. I count that as a meld. I mean, it probably counts. It effectively was a meld. But I want to see it. Can we get a meld Titania counter? Yeah, I guess so. And we'll count it. We'll count that one. 1-1 in games. Alright, no lands. 2-2 for mulligans also. Two and two, 1 lane keeps. I'm either putting back Murderous Cut, Witness, or yeah, one of those two. I think I'll put back the Witness. Was Loam a consideration? No, you want to keep those cards. You want to keep the lands in the graveyard. Goss, 3 months. Appreciate you. Wait, have they banned Red and 6 yet? I can't remember. Does anybody know if they've banned Red and 6? I'm actually gonna play the Reclaimer. Just to be a little bit more resilient to Ren. I ended up getting to stream yesterday. I did, yeah. We streamed for like, you know, a little over 4 hours. We did a full league with this like cool mono green deck. I know yesterday was all weird. Dang, I could have swore they had banned that card. Yeah, Iconoclast seemed great. We got to play a little bit with Iconoclast and the Mono Red Trash Treasure deck. But Iconoclast was like great every time we cast it. We 3-2'd the Mono Green League yesterday. It was also like a super duper long league where like we had an opponent like finish the match with 2 seconds left on their clock, and then like right after that, our next round opponent like took like 5 minutes to show up. It was tough. Any insight on what pros may play in the big tournament now that's coming up for Pioneer? I don't know if pros and Magic still exist or exist at the moment. It's just like we've got a lot of like, it's like the Leaf Village got destroyed, and we still have a lot of the same, you know, ninjas flying around, but I don't know that there's like I don't know if there's like teams still. I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? Obliterating Bolt. Yeah, when I think of pros that still play or like that are, you know, trying to pro play, I also like, I mostly just think Mingu. There's obviously like a few other people around. Let me hold up Murderous Cut rather than just play the Hierarch here. So we are gonna have enough lands in the yard for Titania, but we don't have the meld land yet. Yeah, this Javier, it's just like, I don't know. It's not really what it used to be. Maybe you know, the Pro Tour is coming back. Maybe one day it'll be more similar to what it used to be. But it's probably not something to like really think too much about at the moment. What, Gab? Yeah, that's another thing too, where like, honestly, like so many of like the pros are like not gonna be playing at the tournament that I'm playing at. You know what I mean? Like Gab, Javier, Mingu, they're all playing the European regional championship, and obviously there's like plenty of good players that are gonna be at the American one too. But it's also just like a different tournament. Okay, kind of like that draw. Rothan, see you. Thank you for the 6 months. Yeah, definitely come up and say hi. Does Reed count? I mean, Reed definitely still plays, but Reed is also like, you know, more so working on like the, you know, working at Channel Fireball TCG player. Like that feels to me like maybe more of a priority. Maybe he still plays and streams, so I'm not trying to discount that. But again, like, you know, this regional championship feeding into the Pro Tour, this is like hopefully going to be the revitalization of the pro scene, and you know, maybe we had some new faces, returning of old faces, but it's just not revitalized yet. It's just going to take time, and time is all it's going to take. Okay, hard to imagine my opponent doesn't have another counter spell. They might have an endurance. Overwhelming Reverse, I think, is so bad. Like here, it would be 3 mana. It would be 3 mana after we've cast a Satyr Wayfinder on turn 5, and my opponent's like, they've countered a creature of mine. I've cast a Satyr Wayfinder, and Overwhelming Remorse would still be 3 mana on turn 5. Like the card is just like not very good. People always like greatly overestimate. People always greatly overestimate like how easy it is, or overestimate how like how many creatures you're gonna have in your graveyard, and you know what I mean. It's just like I think that card may be good in exactly Living End. Someone pointed that out, that Living End is a deck that is just dumping creatures in the graveyard, and it works with the Living End deck building restriction. Kills Teferi. Think 16 months. Thank you. If you switch some of your land tutors to Expedition Map, you could play Sagas, which seem good. So you could play Urza Saga in a build like this, absolutely. I will say that like Urza Saga by itself is like not that good in my opinion. Like it's not that bad either. It's not that bad either, but I'm certainly not of the opinion that just slamming Urza Saga in your deck makes it much better. It makes it, you know, somewhat better. Absolutely. I don't know. Like what is Saga doing in this deck? Like you would have to be playing creature tutors plus 5 mana Titania plus Zuran. Like it's okay with the Elvish Reclaimer. It's really not that big of a synergy though, in my opinion. I'm just very much of the opinion that people like drastically overrate like how good it is to just like put copies of Urza Saga in your modern deck. No. It's like way deeper than just playing Expedition map and playing playing Saga for you to want to play Saga in your deck. Thank you, Finks, for the 60 months. Appreciate you, buddy. So I can't... This is the beginning of your upkeep, right? Yeah. So I can't upkeep CoCo, try to hit Titania. Do that end of turn. They have 7 cards in their hand, although I imagine a lot of them are lands. Play this extra, we're gonna try them. I don't know. Their deck's mana requirements are really tough. Their deck is really weird. It 4-0'd a prelim. It is just like a pile of good cards, but it's also like a pile of cards that don't really seem to be like that synergistic, if that makes sense. Green-white, Absent Reclaimer, Knight is possible, Titania. Yeah, you could be more white-based with Knight of the Reliquary. The problem is, like, you know, it's like, to be honest, Knight of the Reliquary is not, like, that good. And, like, if it, you know, it's like, it's a card that was, like, underpowered before the Modern Horizon sets, and has only, like, kind of gotten worse with time. Obviously, it does have a lot of synergy here, but synergy by itself is not enough to compensate, I think, necessarily. Okay, I'm going to probably have to settle this in game 3. Okay, we did go down on hits. We have 27 post board, but I just knew I have 29 in the main deck. I just knew we were gonna, you know, break or pseudo break a few times today. Well, did Fabricate got you in Grist activation last game? Do you think it's still too underpowered to play as a one of? I don't know. Like, I don't know. It counters fetch lands, which is, you know, in modern, not a bad place to be. I think you can keep this on the play. I don't think I would keep this on the draw. Accenting with the 5 months. Appreciate you. Why Liberator over Might? One of the main matchups you want Liberator for is Hammer Time and Urza Saga decks in general, and Liberator kills Urza Saga tokens, artifact creatures, Inkmoth Nexus, and Might doesn't. It's also like Liberator is also like pretty good in a CoCo deck where like you can like pass the turn, hold up CoCo, flip your Liberator. That is a little bit of added synergy there. So I should be able to play this tapped. And then I can play this untapped if I Titania. Maybe I'll just play this tapped actually, because I might want to go Titania like plus Unearth, and then like so if I go Titania into Argoth, it's not a green source for the Unearth. Iconoclast Breach Day should win. So at some point maybe, but the thing is like like a lot of other content creators are going to be working on that deck, on Iconoclast in Breach, and like I know Jesse, I'm sure, is going to have an article out with it. I know Mingu's going to do some work on it. Dingo, that was the first deck he played yesterday, and I may also play some with it. I'm not saying that I won't, but for the most part, like it's just like not one of my main thoughts, because I just know a lot of other people are going to be working on it, so I'm just kind of fine to let other people have it. Dude, I'm so good at making multiple insects. Hopefully we can mill over some more lands, though. Yeah, so I had Urborg in some earlier builds of the deck. The thing is, like, I think even if you play at Urborg, you only want one Cottage. Cottage is still going to be something that's, like, online by itself a lot of the time. And, like, it's just kind of hard to find the balance of, like, lots of fetch lands to enable Titania, fetchable targets for Titania, getting access to at least 3 of these Argoths. It's just kind of asking a lot, you know. Antiquity, 22 months, thank you. Yeah, I can't Obliterating Bolt, that'd be so funny. Love that happens. Never happened to me. In game 1, we got 3 tokens with the plus. In game 1. Haywire Might is bug for Grist. That is true. That is you could play a split. It's a conversation. No Urborg Lurgoyf. Yeah, we're honestly not that far away from Urborg Lurgoyf from being good in this deck. Pings a token. You love to see that. Don't hate to see that either. I'm just gonna plus. I don't want to minus and like let them kill this and like maybe kill the token in response. And I also want to be milling for Titania. So I kind of like casting Witness and then they counter it, then I get to Unearth and like get back a second Grist. Maybe I don't know if that's good. I should probably just CoCo. CoCo end of turn. Been watching your Mono Green Ponza video on YouTube. Whoa, wait, that's already out? Shout out to Gloom. How is that already out? It's great that it's out because I always left like the getting like the bro videos out super early is great for the channel. Wow, good job, Gloom. Thug, 20 months. No more modern guides for me. I've been cutting down a lot, so I've been doing just one a week. But I've been submitting one a week. I'm not sure if they've been like how the editors have been pushing them out exactly. What's the deal with Iconoclast and Breach? It just has like a lot of synergy, and it potentially lets you play like a more fair game plan while like making your Saga tokens bigger. And it also combos with Grinding Station, Mishra's Bauble, where you can just mill your opponent infinite, or not infinitely, but if you have more cards in your library than your opponents, or like you're usually able to outmill them, but not always. No, I don't want to CoCo in response. My opponent played their land first, so they're really incentivized to play another spell after the iteration. Like, they just exiled Unholy Heat here. So I would think that they would play the Unholy Heat, but I guess they're just okay with iteration being an impulse, and then they'll counter the CoCo, but we'll just, you know, tap them out. I want to use my mana here. I could witness back the CoCo. All three Argoths. Mill the Titania. Alright, so let's go Witness back. Collected Company. Unearth Titania. Or, no, let's actually unearth the Wayfinder. Just try to, we really need more lands for Titania. Okay, so I'll get Marsh Flats into my hand, because then that's, you know, a fetch land that goes to the yard, obviously. So 1, 2. I'm trying to think if I play this time. I think I can play this. I can also, this will give me enough swamps in play for Cottage. Potentially lets me Murderous Cut too. GRC, 3 months, thank you. Yeah, if you just do the donation or the gifted subs, then that's enough to get the deck tech in the queue. And then if you see that there's like, you know, 2 or 3 deck techs in the queue, or even 1, just like maybe wait a little bit. Oh, the other card would be 1 mana here. Wow. Okay, I think we can get rid of one of our 2 Titanias, Ignoble Hierarch, Grist, Endurance. Just keep those lands in the yard. Oh, I should have exiled Unearth. Not a huge deal. Don't think we're really going to be ultimating Grist. Just keep ticking up. Would love to mill over a land. We haven't milled over a land with Grist this game. There we go. Okay. So, I mean, obviously, like, I want to jam the Titania. The problem is my opponent is just going to kill it. You know, kind of the problem. I guess it's a 3/4. It doesn't die to bolt. Okay, okay. I mean, if they're going to do this, so we're going to tap out for endurance. Then oh no, they get to endurance me. Damn it. Damn it. So I guess I should CoCo in response, so I could pick up the Murderous Cut if I find a witness. Okay, so we'll get Titania, Elvish Reclaimer. You can actually keep their Ren and 6 alive here. Yeah, yeah, we were talking about that yesterday. I think that if we had like a graphic to show the deck tech queue, I agree that that would be upgrade to the stream. I don't know how easy it would be to implement, but I don't think it would be like the hardest thing to do either. Shouldn't the CoCo wait until the graveyard is gone so you can rebuild it? Well, I was thinking that hitting specifically Eternal Witness would have been a really good thing to hit off the CoCo in response. But like with the cards I did hit, you know, that would have definitely ended up working out better. I do think that I mean maybe minusing killing the endurance is good. Oh, I forgot that this triggered off the self mill. But I think I'm a bit happier this turn to set up for the Titania meld, or try to activate Argoth for the first time. Make a bear, mill 3. Milled over no lands with that. Damn it. Okay, but we can activate the Reclaimer. And we can also attack with Titania. They have a second Endurance, I have a second Titania. Okay, no Boseiju Bog to grab in response. Yeah, we also have this Grist ultimate. We got a lot of stuff going on. Oh, I should have Reclaimed in response to Gain 2 life. Main phase just down. Weird. Oh, I guess I can still Reclaimer end of turn. Okay, they just concede. Okay, 1-0 on the day. 1-0 on the day. Does feel good to, you know, beat the like super interactive deck with a deck that's, you know, built around untapping with a 3-mana creature. But, you know, with the CoCo Unearth Grist plan, you've definitely constructed your deck to do that. Gotta talk a little about Grist. Reading the card doesn't seem that great. I understand it's a CoCo hit and all. Grist is great. Grist is an incredible card in Modern, and it's actually very underplayed. It's also very good in the deck that's playing cards like Satyr Wayfinder and Eternal Witness that don't mind being sacrificed to remove your opponent's permanents, but it also works very well with Unearth and Collected Company. It provides you removal for cards like Murktide Regent and any creature or Planeswalker in a deck that is trying to facilitate Unearth and Company, and so like it fits that role super well. But also Grist is great. Grist is like a phenomenally good card. And very underplayed in Modern. They might be on Blood Moon, so I'm gonna get the basic forest here, I think. We have the Overgrown Tomb to make Castle come to play untapped if we need it. The on-screen game counter is covered by chat. I mean, it only gets covered when the chat like is super active. I mean, there's not really a better place for it either. Or I guess I did have it up here, but it doesn't really matter. You could also see through the chat. Hope you meld eventually. Yeah, I hope so. Hopefully. You could have, Miss Chris, you could have let me meld game 1. You could have just not conceded. So likely up against the creativity variant. Seeing only red fetches. So not going to be considering Blood Moon very much now. We can also unearth a Fulminator Mage next turn, and then maybe tutor up the Titania land with Reclaimer. Unearth Grist better. I don't know. Grist is actually really good against creativity. Yeah, maybe it is. And it also helps fill the graveyard. So Fable. Fire. Okay, Dead Reclaimer. Ping the Wayfinder is interesting. I mean, so I do know, obviously, that Fulminator into the Ren and 6 is not that great of a play. But unearthing the Grist is so mana inefficient, and this keeps them off of the creativity for a turn. And then next turn I can also like... Next turn I can play 3-drop plus Unearth. So we can just return to Scalding Tarn instead of the Triome. So I'm probably going to want to unearth first because of Spell Pierce. Wow, 2 unearths. I mean, I could unearth the Fulminator Mage, blow up a land, witness back unearth. Next turn, unearth again, 2 more lands. Could unearth 2 Fulminators this turn. Witness into Ren seems not great. Well, if I was going to go witness, unearth Grist, and then just sack the witness to the Grist. I think I have to get the Grist. Let's mill over some lands too. Okay, there we go. I like this plays around Spell Pierce. Overwhelming Remorse would be 1 mana kill red right now. That's true. It also would have to be in our hand right now somehow. It's also true, like, Overwhelming Remorse, a removal spell in Modern in the Ragavan Hammer Time format, a removal spell that is, like, uncastable on turns 1 through 3 in most games of Magic, is not a card that you want to register. You need your removal spells in Modern to be castable on turns 1 through 3. Murderous Cut's only like castable turn 3, but Murderous Cut's like in the sideboard because you bring it against like Murktide, and which is not something that comes down to like turn 3. Need to apply pressure to Rim before fulminating. I mean, I need to stop them from creativitying also. So I like this applies pressure to the Ren. I can minus and kill it next turn, hopefully. Like this turn I can go Eternal Witness, have 2 creatures to sec the Grist. If they have fire, ice, I get blown out really badly, but you know, sometimes you get blown out. Did I notice Prismari command went on the stack without selecting the modes? Is it a bug? I could see the modes in my game log. All right, feeling pretty good. Get to unearth witness, witness unearth again next turn. Fable's pretty good here. So if I Satyr Wayfinder and I miss on a land, it's a disaster because I can't blow up an opposing land here. So I think I am just going to be patient. They have black mana for persist anyway, so I think it's better just try to keep them off green for Ren. Honestly, if they just put 1 Archon into play right now too, we're not really doing so bad. How many times have we fulminated this game? A lot. No attacks. No, you can't attack here because if they have just 1 removal spell, they get to kill the 1 witness that you leave back, and then you don't get to kill their Goblin Shaman. You really need to trade with the Shaman this turn, I think. A lot has done nothing. Saying it's done nothing is like incredibly disingenuous, but my opponent is still playing Magic, yeah. So I might discard the Titania here since I'm pretty far away from turning it on, and I need to sack something to the Grist next turn. I'd rather be this Wayfinder. Maybe immediately punished. Draw an untapped land to get to Castle to Boseiju. Yeah, I think I'll take the Boseiju, but just play it so I can Castle. Why no kill with Grist? My Grist doesn't have 5 loyalty. It has 3. Ooh, another Fable's really good for them. Not feeling too good about those draws. I think I do still need to trade with this Goblin Shaman, but we are in really bad shape if they have another creativity now. Magician in the Making, 15 months, thank you. Oh, why no kill? Yeah, okay, we did do that. Did do that. I feel like there's pretty likely to have a second creativity here. Obviously, you know, seems like they have it if they're... They should attack with the Goblin Shaman if they have it though, right? Yeah, I just can't beat it, so let's, you know, not play around it. How many of the ATL fine clubs am I going to this weekend? Probably none of them. Probably no clubbing this weekend, although Doomake keeps saying he wants to go clubbing. Oh, the creativity for 3, they only have 2 Archons in the deck, or in the hand. Sorry, in the deck. We'll go to game 3, though. Game 2. Wow, that was nothing I just said was right. Okay, we're bringing our Necromentias. I'm keeping the Fulminators on the play. They may be too bad to keep on the draw. We do have Grist as an out to Resolved Archon. I don't know if we were going to want to play these Murderous Cuts. What is the cut? What's the cut? I think we can probably trim the 4th Witness, 4th Wayfinder, 4th Reclaimer. Let's try that. Please don't actually go clubbing. I mean, I don't want to, but Doom might convince me. Trim on CoCo seems fine. CoCo's like your best card. I don't think you can really cut it. Use your name. We're talking about a different Doomwake. They miss lethal, creativity when they copied an attack. I don't know if they had enough mana to do that, because they have to attack to get those treasures. They might have, though. This hand is like such an easy keep if we just have a second black source to turn 2 Necromentia on the play. I think we have to mulligan. It's not as good. How's Titania been feeling? Do you think it could be good in the green-black Saga Rock list? I think here's like the sad truth is like you have to, like, if you're gonna play a Saga Rock deck, you need to splash red for like red and 6 and Soul of Wind Grace. It's very easy to splash red, and like, you know, the only reason to not do it is because you don't want to and you want to be a hero. Yeah, we lost the game. I mean, obviously, like, Fulminator Mage is so much worse into the red and 6. Did lose that game though. But yeah, but you could play Titania in that kind of shell instead. Grist is very nice here. Love to mill over lands too. Hoping to draw another land next turn for CoCo. That'd be really nice. Isn't always easy to curve out after you mulligan. Kind of stinks. I feel like I should kill the token. Certainly somewhat close. They have turned the Earth in their deck. Yeah, maybe plussing is better. Because they can only creativity for 1. Not sure. I am sure I'm going to main phase this CoCo, though. Okay. So, Witness back CoCo. I think I just sack the Witness. This way I have enough mana to Unearth plus CoCo next turn. I have 3 lands in my graveyard. The problem is my opponent has turned the Earth to mess with the Titania, so I don't know if I can really be in on that next turn. Obviously, my opponent also might just have multiple creativities again. That would stink. Looks like they don't. Looks like this is Red and 6 or Fire Ice. So, seems like they don't have another creativity in their hand. That's good. The turn to Earth is a problem, especially with this. Oh, they don't have green mana up at the moment, though. Man, I feel like Red and 6 is just like a Fulminator Mage summoner, though. I think I just have to jam the CoCo. I could still like Witness or Satyr Wayfinder to cast the Unearth this turn. Oh, this is actually a really big deal. If I could find a black source, we might Titania. Okay. I only found 1 land, so I didn't mill over the extra land necessary to be able to Titania. Although the turn there still would have been a problem. So let's just get back a Necromentia? Actually, do I get Necromentia? Yes. Necromentia, and then just try to dodge top deck creativity. Is Cage a consideration for this plus Yogg? Grafdigger's Cage stops nothing. It doesn't stop living in. It doesn't stop creativity. You would think it would. It doesn't. It doesn't stop creativity. You also don't want to play Grafdigger's Cage in your Unearth deck, too. Damn it. Now they get to copy it. We got the Necromencias. You know, we mulligan that game. We almost had turn 2 Necromentia on the play, though. I'm gonna keep this. Pretty exciting hand. Remember back when I was like, you know, paper grinder back in the day, there was like, I was playing Jeskai, Nahiri, and my opponent had a fetch land. I had a Grafdigger's Cage in play. Oh no, my opponent had Grafdigger's Cage. They boarded a Grafdigger's Cage as infect against my Snapcaster Mage, which, you know, don't do that, but I digress. So they boarded in Grafdigger's Cage against my Snapcaster deck, but then they fetched for a Dryad Arbor. And then there was like a long judge call about about that. Because like we knew my opponent wasn't supposed to do that. But like what was supposed to happen? Like, do you just put the Dryad Arbor back in the deck? Does the Dryad Arbor die? That was like the weird part. GG's funny, GG. Nice to mill over Grist to Unearth here. Nice to find Argoth for Titania as well. It would not be nice to die to 2 hammers here. Man, we're just so good if they have only 1 hammer, even. Damn it. Alright, we got some cards for the matchup, though. Probably an okay matchup to trim on Titania, too. Let's see, hold on. We're at... Maybe I'm actually cutting Unearths. Yeah, I think she actually need to keep Unearths to keep CoCo hits correct. Yeah, let's do that. Obviously, Unearth plus, like, Liberator's fine. I can play 1. Let's play 1. 26 hits. Yeah, I summoned it by saying we only died to 2 hammers here. That's on me. That's my fault, I guess, huh? I think I'm actually going to play this Elvish Reclaimer on turn 1. Since if I'm going to pitch something to Force of Vigor, I'd probably rather be the Hierarch with this hand. What was the ruling about Arbor? I can't remember. Good question. I know I had told this whole story. I can't remember, actually. I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember what happened. Maybe a judge can say what should happen. It was a long time ago. That is true. It might synergize with Grist, but like it also just doesn't kill creatures, which is like if this is the matchup you want it for, which I think it is. I don't think you should play it. Fetching for Arbor with KJ. Yeah, so the thing is, they fetched for the Arbor. They put it into play. Ooh, come on. They fetched for the Arbor. They put it into play. And then, like, right after we realized they couldn't do that. And so we had, like, this judge call trying to figure out, like, they untapped and drew a card. I don't know if it just goes back in the deck and they get a warning. Or, like, is the Arbor supposed to get exiled or something? That was, like, something we're trying to figure out, too. Can they get a Cauldron? We can Murderous Cut the Stoneforge, though. And cast Hierarch. Show back in, fail to find. Yeah, that's probably what happened. Yeah. It was Nick. It was. It's funny that you remember. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was you that took the judge call. Uh-oh. Might be dying to Cauldron, huh? Alright, hope we find a Titania, I guess. Stinks when you just, like, have this Force of Vigor against Hammer Time sitting in your hand, and then they grab a Cauldron. Okay, Haywire Might is also, like, an answer to Cauldron that the werewolf isn't. Could actually be possible to race here because we're about to have two 3-power Reclaimers. We can Force of Vigor the Shadow Spear after they equip. Don't love that we have to pay, but we technically have them on a 2-turn clock too. Yeah, Might is fetchable with Saga, so like if this ends up being a Saga deck, there's obviously some added synergy there. I think that's like what I will try next with this deck is like a Saga version. Almost definitely Jund. Okay, so untap. A little late, Eternal Witness, a little late. Alright, so let's just attack with the 3/3s. Next is the next league? Probably not. Like I don't know. Like I can't just shit out Decklist. It takes time to like work on these and tune them. And I have a lot of other stuff like that's ready to go that I want to get to today. Just next time we play the deck. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe next week. Good block. So really hoping my opponent has to spend 2 mana on the Shadow Spear here. Also very much hoping they don't have a protection spell. Brand new sentence. No, I say that all the time. I say that I don't shit out Decklist probably once a stream. It takes a long time to work on these. A lot of off-stream prep. Okay, still on the racing plan, taking 5. Their hand is Hammer, 3 mystery cards. Yeah, Pure Steel Paladin or Sigarda's Aid is a big problem, but obviously they don't have one of those 2 cards right now. They are just gonna play out the Hammer, play out another Hammer. I mean, if they had Paladin in their hand, they would have cast it this turn. So I'm not really concerned. Sorry for rhyming. I maybe could also like witness back Force of Vigor. Let's see what we draw. Titania would be awesome here. Like winning the game with Titania would be so sick. Okay, I'm in. I guess one issue with this is I can't activate Reclaimer to win with Titania if I find it. Not that I find it anyways. Let's take the 3 drops. Then get back Force of Vigor. I think I want to kill the Ornithopter. No, they're going to have Metalcraft. Let me just attack first. See what, I think if they block twice, I'm okay with that, and then I'll just make a token. Probably make a token no matter what, actually. I do like that now we have Paladin Insurance with the Force. We have lethal next turn. Yeah, even if they attack the Grist, we have lethal. Gonna go to 1. Very comfortable life total to be at. Blacksmith skill only pumps artifact creatures, so don't need to worry about that. So even if they have blacksmith skill, they're still dead. But I'll go ahead and make sure that they can't win with just like 1 removal spell or 1 skill, and we win that game. Awesome. Cool. Cool. Honestly, like the fact that they're playing like fetch lands and shock lands is like absolutely what cost them that game. Just they dealt themselves too much damage. Okay, let's click submit. Click submit again. All right, we got a Force of Vigor. We also have, you know, the combo. Hopefully, Grist Camillus lands. All right, so with no Saga being played, we're almost definitely not Force of Vigoring this turn. Tech for Hander. Bro John Unearth. Okay. Only 2 Titanias is interesting. Like, oh, sorry, this is 2 Argoths. Okay, 3 Titanias. I don't know. It's like to some extent, I do feel like if you register this card, like you're doing so much building around it that you should probably play 4. Ray, thank you for the 10 months. Appreciate you. And I feel like if you're playing a Jund Renin 6 deck with Elvish Reclaimer, like not playing Urza Saga is probably not correct. But I do agree that your mana is really tough if you want to still be in on the Unearth plan. Yeah, not gonna Force a Vigor and only kill the Saga here, especially when they could have a protection for it. Definitely a very difficult list to figure out. Okay, I think I'm just chilling still. Very tricky list. Very tricky list. Yeah, so I think if you play Saga instead, then all of a sudden you're like not playing Unearth. You're playing like some copies of Soul of Windgrace. You're playing no Croxas. So you're like Soul of Windgrace over Croxa, and then Urza Saga targets over Unearth if you go down that route, which is like probably an okay route to go down. Okay, please cast a hammer, cast a hammer, cast a hammer, cast a hammer, cast a hammer. Cast a hammer, cast a hammer, cast a hammer. Yes. Cast a hammer, cast a hammer, cast a hammer. Damn it. Okay. So I feel somewhat like forced to force now. It's actually not so bad if I could. I might just like witness back Force of Vigor too. Hopefully they don't have Spell Pierce. For God of War Brothers War. God of War has been really fun. I haven't been able to play much because of the new set release. Yeah, so yeah, again, so it's a good chance that Saga is better than Unearth. Okay, what did they blacksmith skill? They target the Saga, okay. So it's still 2 for 1, or 2 for 2 rather. let's just go ahead and witness that back. Maybe I should have played the Overgrown Tomb because I could gain life off the Titania trigger, but also getting cards into the graveyard fast feels like a priority. So yeah, I think that this is a good first draft. Think about, again, going -2 Crocus, +2 Soul of Wind Grace, fitting Urza Saga into the mana base, likely, you know, cutting, at least the Castle Locthwain, third Stomping Grounds. So it's so tough with the Argoths. 1 fetch lands. Might have to cut the Boseiju. Maybe just play sideboard the Boseijus. Feels so weird to say though. Okay, I feel like I should be pitching the Grist here. Well, maybe I actually just let them. Maybe I don't force. Yeah, I think I actually just don't force. Because I'm not going to force the Construct as the giver. I can, if they get a hammer, I can force the hammer. Give me the Cottage. Oh, is there a Cottage in here? Oh, I thought you meant the deck. No. Sideboard looks pretty good. I don't have really almost any comments on the sideboard, but yeah, I would just play test this, like the Unearth version and the Saga version, and see what you prefer. Eternal Witness in 2022. I mean, this is not the only Eternal Witness deck in 2022. Actually, like, you know, what's kind of funny is like the in 2022 meme, right? Like, you're playing this card now in current year. But it's like cards like Eternal Witness like have honestly gotten better. I've gotten better with cards like Ephemerate, Witch's Cottage, Unearth, Traverse the Uvenwald. I guess that one's like not as common, but there's like a Traverse Witness deck, Soul Herder. But Witness is definitely not a card that I'm like upset to have in 2022. And also, like, you know, it's an all-star in the Bant CoCo deck, which is a deck that we have had a very high win percentage on the stream with historically. Okay. Hopefully the last card's not another hammer. Is Red Black Rock just always gonna be like a tier 2 deck without Luris, or is there a chance it could be saved? Tier 2, we probably don't have the same definition, but like Red Black Scam is you know, Scam is a very good deck in Modern. The like non-Scam versions are totally viable, but Red Black as an archetype is currently very good in Modern. I don't know that I would not be dooming about it, nor would I be glooming about the Rock in Modern at the moment. Interesting, no attack. So playing red removal. Love to draw a green card here. I don't want to pitch my Titania, but I will if I have to. Okay, there's my green card, so I can go minus, kill Giver of Runes, then Witness back Force, then force the Construct and the Hammer. There's a way to play blue-black coffers using Spell Pierce, controlling at instant speed. You don't want to play Spell Pierce in control decks, but I've seen the more colorful coffers decks, which is like a really good title for the deck actually. Colorful coffers. They're okay. They look okay. I think you probably still want to stay like mostly mono black though. Although we had a really cool Gifts and Giving version we played the other day. Dude, I would love Orcish Lumberjack legal in Modern. I don't know that it would be too good. It would be like, I mean, it would be like pretty similar to Ragavan. Like, don't let your opponent untap with it. Although I guess it's different in the sense that like, I think I should force now to play around like them drawing a protection spell here. This is worse against them drawing another hammer, but we're also like doing a pretty good job. They have to draw like another hammer into like Metalcraft also. which doesn't feel that likely. Shane with 34 months. Thank you. Playing the king spikeling himself for 34 months. Yeah, we're living in a monarchy here. Although the difference between Orcus Lumberjack is you can't just like play a mid-might, you know. So now I can't Grist to get them off of their payoff, unfortunately. But we're not too far away from Titania. If we draw fetch land, mill land, we get Titania. Ooh. I think it's fine to Titania here. We're gonna have 3 blockers that aren't Titania, so even if they draw a hammer, we're like not doing so bad. They have to like go hammer into something. Play Titania before plussing the Grist, because if you mill land, you get to gain 2 life also. And then also, of course, this Grist plus is gonna let me minus the Grist without losing something, and then I could potentially just have Force of Vigor up. I could potentially activate Argoth. Unholy Sieve, thank you for the 10 months, appreciate you. I think Skitterbeam Battalion is a good included in Boros Loader's Field. Is that the draw card, 3-mana draw card? I think if you're still playing the Ephemerates, then it's worth considering. Worth considering. Okay, let me plus the Grist. If I just mill over land, I don't need to activate Argoth. Okay, I did just mill over the land, so now I get to hold up this Force of Vigor, and then we get to meld. Oh, no, Skitterbeam Battalion. That is not the card I was thinking of. That card is not playable in Modern, I think. Alright, gonna get... Also, I don't think my opponent's gonna concede this time. We're kind of cheating with the meld count. My opponent conceded before we melded. But I think it's time. Wait, hold on. What happens if you have 2 Argoths? Do you lose both of them? Do you just lose one? Okay, just one. Alright, we did it. Meld Titania. Return all land cards from graveyard to battlefield. Not going to pay 2 life. Titania power. 8/8 Vigilance, Reach, Trample, Haste. I think at this point I'm going to kill a Pure Steel Paladin. And then we can hold up either Titania activation or Force of Vigor. Yeah, sack it to Grist. Yeah, it would be cool if it was twice as big. 2 card sizes. We did it. Maybe the first to do this in Modern, but at least the first one on twitch.tv/AspiringSpike, and we're 2-0. 2-1, sorry, 2-1. Okay, Mold of 6, Windswept Heath into play for my opponent. I think I'm going to lead on the Reclaimer, since I think it's somewhat likely if my opponent has like a damage-based removal spell, they'll kill the Reclaimer, and the next turn I can go Hierarch plus Unearth. Just hammer again. Definitely seems like, again, matchup that's not too bad game, or pretty bad game 1, not too bad in sideboard games. They got a hammer here instead of a Cauldron. We unfortunately keep a 4-land hand and draw 2 lands. Not super ideal. We have 4 Titania, 3 Argoths. Did Hammer get new bro toys? Not really. I mean, for the most part, people are just like, not too many people brew in Modern, unfortunately. What do you think of that Rug Red Murktide pile? I kind of don't like it very much. I think that I don't really understand playing that deck over regular Murktide. I think the green cards make your mana so much worse, your clock so much slower. They don't synergize very well with the deck. You lose access to Blood Moon. You become more vulnerable to Blood Moon. It's not a fan. You want to challenge last weekend? I know that I think it won a prelim. I don't think it won a challenge, but I also don't think that really changes my evaluation. It is like a pile of good cards, you know what I mean? It is literally just, you know, Temur good cards, but I think that it is worse than Murktide, or traditional Murktide, and that's about it. Islam too. You don't want to take the lands out of the graveyard. You want them to stay in the graveyard in the stack. I guess you dredge loam to get the lands in the yard maybe, but I think there's some tension there. I think you don't really want it. Probably wouldn't be that bad. Dead to a hammer in the hand though. Maybe you're gonna be dead next turn. A Fulminator Mage would be really good this turn. We could go just kill these 2 lands here. Awesome hander, very cool. Green-White Hammer, you get Stirrings, the new Might. I don't think I'd play Ancient Stirrings and Green-White Hammer. I think you could be like mostly mono-white splashing. Maybe plus this first. Just sounds like a little lost of the sauce. Okay, we kind of need to hit a Fulminator Mage. Dang it. Okay, now we are bluffing. Removal spell. Did Hammer get something new? No, this is like the reality is like just people just don't really brew. People just, you know, a new set comes out and they like, most people will just wait a couple days for like new deck lists to like, you know, make their way in the challenge. People, for the most part, don't, you know, there are some people, but the majority of players are just still playing stock lists on Magic Online. Top 5 cards for Bro. If you type !Bro, I did a long YouTube video talking about the cards I like from the set. Is Supplier not needed in the shell? I mean, Supplier is just like, you could play Supplier if you play Diabolic Intent. Like, you could maybe play, I was thinking about this too, and so, we'll try a few different versions. This is not the only version of Titania we'll try. But you like, if you remember the Reanimator deck we played the other day, you could try the Diabolic Intent, Bloodghast. You could try Titania in that shell potentially, and like maybe you're more black focused and you can play Witch's Cottage. Although you still have to play this card, so it's tougher. All right, game 2. We're bringing the same plan from last time. Although maybe I'll keep it all 4 Titanias this time. Kind of missed it in game 2 of last match. Let me try to find that that list though. What did I call it? Intent. Yeah, so this was something we were playing when only Intent was legal. It was like a really weird day. But this is kind of like where we settled up. And you would probably have to move away from the Grief plan and then like into Titania. Or potentially you're playing like Unearth and you're playing a more low to the ground strategy and you're just like off of the reanimation package completely. That could be good as well. A lot of ways to go, but I do think Titania may slot into a shell like this with Diabolic Intent, Stitcher Supplier, Bloodghast, and or Unearth. No, I'm not playing Ghost Quarter. I think Ghost Quarter is like just generally a pretty weak card. It would also enter tapped if you got it off the Reclaimer, so it's not like it's solving problems for us either in that spot. You can play Satyr too. That's true. I think you can play Hogak as well. Why no Goyf? Tarmogoyf is like not a very good modern card. It's also, Tarmogoyf is not very good if you are not playing like Thoughtseize and like lots of cheap removal spells. Tarmogoyf is a card that like usually shines a lot more when you have Thoughtseize, Inquisition, Lightning Bolt, Fatal Push to slow the game down and just like put a big dumb creature into play to win the game with, very similar to Murktide. But like in a deck like this, it is like very linear and more synergist, you know, more synergy based. Like just a big dumb creature is not something you're that interested in. I'm not playing a bog. You can play a bog in the sideboard. or the main deck. How's this been working out? I mean, it's our first league. We're 2-1. We beat this Teamer mid-range deck. We lost to Creativity. We beat Hammer. Now we're down a game against Hammer. Hammer, it does seem like one of the matchups, though, that you're like mostly leaning on your sideboard to beat it. How about trade Salvage? Yeah, Grizzly Salvage does like make a lot of sense in the list, where it's going to be really good at enabling Titania. I've had a hard time wanting to put Grizzly Salvage in my modern deck, though, as I really view that card to be like very weak. But I do definitely acknowledge that it does fit pretty well, and so like maybe Grizzly Salvage would go better in like this kind of shell. But I do think so. Like, I think my current plan is just like finish this league, and then work on the other Titania shells. Try to do testing off stream, although it's gonna be very difficult to do so with the Atlanta this weekend. And try other versions too. But we have other bro decks to play today. I don't want to just play Titania all day. Sounds more like Pioneer. Yeah, you could do it in Pioneer too. That is actually something that's pretty interesting. I honestly haven't even thought that much about this deck in Pioneer. Well, a lot of, you are right. A lot of those pieces are Pioneer legal, huh? Finalize my Atlanta deck. So the deck I've been working on, yes. However, I'm gonna go on like a deranged, sweaty montage tonight of playtesting Pioneer decks for bro off stream tonight. It's gonna be really weird. It's gonna be I'm a bit nervous that I'm gonna like run really well with a brew. I'm like, this deck is broken, and then like just not play the deck that I think is really good. So I'm gonna try to be really disciplined, but I'm also gonna really regret not doing that. And yeah, I do kind of feel like this could be a potentially good Pioneer deck. I actually agree with that. Maybe that's like something we just do on stream instead of like sweaty Pioneer testing tonight. What are submissions due? So I'm playing in the last chance qualifiers tomorrow, so I'm not currently submitting, which is also like why my stomach is just in a knot, you know. If I don't qualify at the last chance qualifiers, my weekend is going to be much worse. I'll still have a good time. There's lots of people, like lots of friends of mine that are going to be there. People I haven't seen in a while. People I'd like to meet for the first time. Friends, local friends. Staying at an Airbnb with the boys will be a lot of fun. But boy, do I want to like at least play in the freaking regional championship. Yeah, there's side events. There's like side tournaments too. I don't know if there's. I think there's a modern one, so I'm gonna bring like 1 or 2 modern decks too. I'll bring my EDH deck. Because that's who I am now. Just go get wasted by friends if I don't qualify. Yeah, I have a family in Atlanta too. I can go see them in a little bit, but. The thing is, I know I'm gonna have a good weekend even if I don't qualify, but I just like all Magic players, you don't really want to be sitting on the sidelines. Okay, I think I'm a little bit worried about Cauldra, so I think my line this turn is going to be Liberator, kill their Saga. Liberator, kill their Saga into minus on the Stoneforge. They did think a while, so it's like I don't know if they're just like acting or what, but it is true they didn't just like slam Cauldra there. Yeah, it's gonna be a good weekend. It's gonna be a good weekend. We'll see what happens. Urborg Lurgoyf? Ooh, dude, Urborg Lurgoyf could be good in like the Pioneer version of this deck, actually. Yeah, I'll be doing some posting on Twitter. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know how much, but I'll be doing some. Okay, so we can go Cottage back, Titania, or Outland Liberator into CoCo. I think with my opponent playing out the Colossus Hammer, I should just get the Liberator. Ooh, baby. And I guess we just get CoCo back. And then we can maybe just like pass the turn. CoCo flip Liberator too. Fiend Artisan. Oh, it's all coming together, baby. It's all coming together. Okay. I mean, I've got stuff I want to do today, but there's a chance that I'm gonna be getting somewhat lost in the sauce. You, Spike, lost in the sauce? So the deck is what? 4 Supplier, 4 Titania, Urborg Lurgoyf, Diabolic Intent, potentially. Can I just give you my RCQ entry? No, I don't think that works that way. If no, it would that kind of stuff would unlock like a whole mess of like pay to win. You know what I mean? I want to earn it. I want to earn it too. I've also like decided that like if Wizards were to ever give me like a special streamer invite, I would decline it. I just want to earn it. Uh-oh. Okay. Could be worse. Could be better too. Yeah, there are last chance things, so that's the one I'm going to go do those. I'm streaming tomorrow, then I'm immediately flying to Atlanta to do them on Friday. Okay, almost definitely gonna play my second Grist and kill the Pally. Let me attack first. Oh, I guess I should have played the Hierarch, huh? It's okay. Hopefully we find the... I was gonna say the green Argoth land. We don't, though. Oh, we're playing Wayfinder in the Pioneer version of this deck, too. The old post-combat Hierarch. Only one Cottage in the deck, unfortunately. Scary Nexus. So dead to a Paladin being top decked if we don't draw anything. Don't you think I've earned it by doing this? No, I don't think I've earned an invite to Atlanta. Because I didn't, you know what I mean? You only earn it by qualifying the way everyone else does. Nice to draw a removal spell, so if they do Paladin, we have a answer to the Nexus. They'll still be able to move that hammer around, but we could be able to Grist the Paladin at least. Okay, could complain about this, but they don't know. Okay, yeah, they do know, it seems. Oh, I guess I could have killed the Paladin in response to the Ink Moth activation. I'll just kill the Ink Moth after they attack, though. I'm almost like just. I think it makes more sense to kill the Nexus anyways, since I mean I'm gonna be able to beat them equipping the hammer just around, but like the Nexus being able to one-shot me is pretty scary. It's probably better to thin than it is to save this for a Titania trigger also. It's gonna be kind of interesting if we want to just minus the Grist now, or try to keep the Grist around and like keep the chump blockers flowing. So I think with that draw, it kind of becomes clear to just play the Liberator. They have no cards in their hand, and oh, it's Night. I didn't realize it was Night. This is bad if they like can chain some hammers together this turn, which is like not very likely with them top decking. Okay, so this is gonna be interesting what they name, because if they name this, we could flip it back and we still get the attack trigger. And if they don't name this, I could just kill the Needle. Very interesting top deck. Have there been any Argoth Bears made? Yeah, we've made a couple Argoth Bears. Makes you wonder why they introduced Day and Night. I think it's kind of like, it makes sense in like theory. I don't know. Like one thing, it's one problem is it's so wordy. I've thought about it a few times, but like the whole when night becomes day and day becomes night. That's so many words. It's so many words. Like I don't know. But I don't know how you make it less words. Okay, so let's go. Attack. Kill the needle. Murderous Cut the Ornithopter. Post-combat Grist the Paladin. It gives a name to the already built transform mechanic. Well, that's the problem too. Is like, oh, did I have lethal? Whatever. That's also the issue. Is like, it doesn't work the same as the the traditional mechanic. It functions differently. So like that's also like a weird issue for like EDH and stuff. It's just all weird. Dawn and dusk. When dawn becomes dusk or dusk becomes dawn. How's the deck felt? It's our first league, you know. It's felt okay. I don't know. It's felt like it's doing its thing. Titania is pretty powerful, and the deck is built around it. How does Brainstone feel? It seems like it could be one main deck card, even a card list. I would almost never ever want to main deck it in any deck. It's like it's a Necromentia effect that's 4 mana, and Necromentia is a good effect in Modern. There's a lot of decks that are really soft to Necromentia, but what's cool is like you still have access to it game 1 because you're playing with Karn. I would basically never play more than 1 copy in a Karn deck, and I would always play it just as the Karn target. Full house. Brainstone is different than Stonebrain? Yeah. Not in my YouTube video. So yeah, I kind of got myself because in the YouTube video I did, I like MS painted the names Brainstone over the Stonebrain, and the whole video I just talked about it normally but called it Brainstone, and now I kind of just like ruined it for myself because now I just keep calling it Brainstone. You know what we're talking about. It's fine. Opponent with a tough mulligan decision, huh? They keep 7. Okay, let's keep this Pepeka land. If you had 2 needles on the side of a card deck, would I main deck 1? Yeah, so that's something I've been thinking about some. Like main decking a needle, and then or sorry, not main decking, to have two on the side in Urza Saga card decks so that you can so you can bring 1 in and be able to get it off Saga, and then also still be able to get it off Karn. Which, like, came up a lot yesterday. Not that there's that many Urza Saga card decks. So they grabbed a Shadow Spear, which almost definitely means they have a hammer in their hand. Then casting a hammer makes that more likely too. Boseiju is interesting. Let's actually cast Titania here, since if I need to Boseiju, Titania can be a cost reducer. It's also like by far the most mana efficient thing to do. If I find Argoth off Satyr Wayfinder, we're not that far from turning on Titania either. The life gain is relevant as well. Not really at risk of dying this turn. Yeah, not at risk. Not great. Yeah, I do think we have to go Wayfinder, Boseiju. Really hope we like hit Argoth and another land here. That'd be awesome. Instead, we just find a Witch's Cottage, which is less than awesome. Have some creatures in the yard if we draw Unearth, I suppose. We do get to gain 2 life when we channel Boseiju. Attack for 4. Tough spot if their hand is any good. Oh, next turn I could actually Cottage plus CoCo, so I could Cottage back. Witness for Boseiju, potentially. You didn't shock, so you can't Boseiju. Boseiju is 1 mana if you have a legend in play. I have a legend in play. I think I'm just going to not play around Blacksmith Skill. But I did also say that. Boseiju now to play around Skill. Skill still targets a permanent, too. Like, Skill would still work here. It's any permanent. Skill's busted. If I didn't put Cottage in Hay, you could meld next turn if you channel Boseiju. I can't because I don't have the meld land in play. Wow, nothing Chad has said has been right. It's maybe better to kill the hammer here. The thing is, like, I can kill the paladin next turn. Oh, man. Yeah, but the skill is just any permanent, so this... Not like I beat it. Dang it. Too bad. 2-2. Alright, we have Fulminators in this deck. Okay, let's keep this. Any upgrades to Domain Emrakul? That deck got like a lot worse with Yorion's banning, honestly. Yeah, like it was kind of trying to prey on the Yorion decks, which are no longer around. Maybe I'll update it at some point, but that's my current thought, I guess. So likely creativity variant. We did lose the creativity earlier. That's fine. Just really hoping to not have to face a Renin 6 this game, I think. I guess I should have played Mire. I mean, that's actually not true. I have only 1 Force in the deck, so all the fetches are now the same. Doesn't matter. I thought they may have been an aggressive deck, so I got the Force on turn 1. Now I'm kind of witching. I had all the swamps in play, so I get Cottage, but probably not that big a deal overall. Definitely a matchup, a game where I would have love to be on the play, but can't always get what you want. Fable very good here. The Fulminator is not going to be as impactful as I might like. So I think I'm going to Witness so I can try to block the Goblin Shaman, and I'll Witness back Grist, which can be an answer to the Archon potentially. Oh, also let's get a poll going if we want to play the third path Iconoclast artifact deck or mono red trash for treasure. I'll pull out both of the lists are the stream decker, but we're gonna probably play both, but I just don't know what to play next. Third path Iconoclast or poll is live if you have a strong opinion on which deck you want to see. No more Ironclad. Oh, that we'll play that at some point. It's just like those are the 2 decks I'm more interested in playing. Could you like this work in Pioneer or does not work without fetches? Oh man, we were talking about it a little bit, like a Pioneer variant. So you would play Wayfinder, Fiend Artisan, Citrus Supplier, Diabolic Intent, Urborg, Lurgoyf, Satyr or Elvish Reclaimer, and then like and then you have to figure out, do you want to play CoCo, do you play Thoughtseize, Fatal Push, do you want to play Greasefang? It's like that becomes a bit more complicated, I think. But that's kind of, you know, those are my thoughts so far on this deck in Pioneer. Shaman. Could play Shaman. The biggest problem with Deathrite Shaman that I have in Pioneer is it doesn't exile stupid Parhelion. So it's like not really that good of graveyard hate. Rough league, 2 hammer, 2 creativity. I don't know. It's just like a normal modern league, really. I don't know if I would say rough. Play against real decks. Yeah, another thing too, like just thinking about the Titania deck and Pioneer, is it does just sound like it's not as good as Greasefang. But like you could potentially play it in Greasefang, and I've heard some people talk about doing that. But revisited Domain Rack. No, I don't know. I feel bad because like I've had like a lot of people put in a lot of requests for reclamation over the last several months, and I played so much of it on stream. I just have like not that much interest. Okay, so I guess we're gonna be bringing in Artifact Enchantment Hate for game 3. When we get to game 3, after I draw Necromentia off this cycle. Is Witch's Cottage Aqua with Aguas? Yeah, so I'm only playing one Cottage, which I think is like the one copy of Cottage is good. I don't think you want to play more with all the Argoths. Okay, don't mind that. I do feel like Fulminator Mage here just to like time walk them when they very clearly don't have like another land in their hand, or like if they have another land, it's another Dwarven Mine. Seems pretty good. Maybe I've misread the room. Maybe they top deck this. Bloodstained Mire. Gross. About the bounce spell on Pioneer seems good against Greasefang and Binding. The white bounce spell. There's a white removal spell. The new white all planes removal spell. I think that card's actually really good. Yeah, big ouch, huh? Most powerful collected company. There was a part of me, a part I'm not proud of, that wanted to brick on this collected company. The white CoCo is kind of cool for playing Mono White Devotion. There's a white CoCo? Yeah, the content part. Kaya's rebinding. Kyla's rebinding. Yeah, someone tell me what the white collected company is, because I am at a loss. I think I'm just off it at the creativity. I guess I'm supposed to play it out. We'll play it out. We have the answer in play. What was the thought path to not have this be a green-white list? Mostly, the main thought is that Knight of the Reliquary sucks. That was the main. Okay, reveal them. Put a land from the. Okay, so we do get a. we would have gotten the land from the Wayfinder had we revealed one. Oh man, the cards like this, they like to play with your heart, huh? Okay, sad 2-3. Sad 2-3. There's a lot of different versions for the deck though. We will be back. We'll be back with Titania. Let's play some trash. Play some trash.